Well, good Wednesday morning, Southeast Texas. Skies across the region this morning are partly sunny to mostly cloudy across the area. Moisture levels continue to slowly increase. We even have a few isolated showers out there, mainly in Hardin County and Liberty counties, working off to the north. This is our roofing 911 Skycam network outside our 12 studios, sponsored by Mid-County Plumbing. See all the clouds. Can't rule out an isolated shower even here in the Triangle. That coverage this afternoon around 10%. We'll show you that coming up on satellite radar in just a moment. Now this morning we started out with lots of fog across the area. It's pretty dense, pretty much cleared up fairly quickly though once we got to daylight and after the visibility has really improved. But I don't think we'll see as much fog tonight due to all the clouds. We expect more clouds in the forecast tonight. There could be some patchy fog, but certainly I don't think it'll be like what we saw this morning, that's for sure. And we're talking this morning about temperatures well above normal for this time of the year. We're expected to reach the low to mid 80s, not only today, but tomorrow as well. That is well above normal for this time of the year. That is for sure. And I don't see much change in temperatures, of course, as we head toward the weekend. Not at all. In fact, it's going to remain warm. A weak cold front will work into the area late Friday night into Saturday, cooling us off a little bit for the weekend, but not a whole lot at all. We'll be waiting on a stronger front Monday night and Tuesday of next week, which will eventually lead up to a pretty chilly Thanksgiving the way it's looking right now. May have lows in the 40s and highs in the 60s with dry weather on Thanksgiving a week from tomorrow. So you can see lots of clouds out there. All right, let's take a look at temperatures across Southeast Texas right now. It's certainly fairly warm, right about 80 area-wide, 80 in the Houston-Conroe area. Also 80 in Orange, Lake Charles, Silsbee here in Beaumont, close enough, right around 79, 80 degrees. Once again, lower to mid 80s coming up for highs again this afternoon and for tomorrow and for Friday. A little bit cooler over the weekend, but certainly not a big cool down expected across Southeast Texas at all. In fact, I think over the weekend, I believe we'll still be above normal for highs even on the weekend. You can see the high clouds coming in from the southwest. That's on top of the low cumulus clouds we have in place. So it's partly sunny to mostly cloudy out there today. There's those sprinkles in Hardin and Liberty County. And notice out west, the clouds are thicker, a lot more cirrus clouds streaming in from the southwest. There's been some showers, even a few thunderstorms in eastern New Mexico on up toward the Texas Panhandle. That's ahead of the next upper level low that's located over Nevada right now that will pass north of us coming up over the weekend. That's where most of the energy and dynamics will be. So no severe weather is expected here anytime soon. In fact, the rainfall amounts aren't going to be real impressive either. We could see some half-inch totals in a few spots with that weak front coming up on Friday. And then a weekend, I think, at least as of right now, that's of the now. Things could change. Things seem to be changing daily here lately, but right now I think the weekend looks okay, especially on Sunday. Notice high pressure is off to our east. We have that flow coming in right off the Gulf of Mexico. There's the upper low out over the southwest, producing some rains, of course, in portions of Arizona. See it spinning there right around Las Vegas, just west of Las Vegas. It'll track east and then northeast into the plains coming up over the next 48 to 60 hours. Now, as it does so, it will drag a weak cold front into our area coming up late Friday night, Saturday morning. We'll get a brief wind shift, some slightly more stable, cooler air for the weekend, but as I said earlier, not much at all. A few showers across portions of the northern Midwest, pretty quiet in the east, but this is the main weather maker out over the southwest. Now, that's going to do several things. Not really to us, but for central Texas, south central Texas, the hill country, you could be in for several inches of rain coming up over the next few days. But all that heavy rain will stay well west of us due to the track of this upper low more to the northeast than to the east or southeast. We'll show you that in just a moment. All right, let's take a look at Futurecast. We're going to start it tomorrow morning. We'll run it out as far as it'll go. I believe that's Friday at noon. It's the HER model here. Kind of got it zoomed out just to show you. Tomorrow we expect rains in the morning when you wake up from northeast Texas back down to Waco. Rains just beginning to develop across portions of the hill country, and west central Texas. We'll put this into motion throughout the day tomorrow. Notice a few little showers here. We'll give it 10 to 20% here locally tomorrow. Notice where the big rains are, though, tomorrow on into tomorrow night. Dallas, Waco, back down to San Antonio. Watching that slow moving front ease this way. And this is as far out as this model will go. But this is Friday morning at 7 a.m. We should be fairly quiet then. Notice the rains extend from Shreveport back down to north of Houston. This will be weakening, by the way, as it works into our area on Friday. So we may not see a wind shift. In fact, I know we're not going to see a wind shift anyway until late Friday night, Saturday morning. And like I said, some showers and thunderstorms, as you see here, Friday morning just to the north and west of the lakes. No severe weather is expected. These should weaken as they work on off to the south and east. Rainfall totals, here's what we're expecting between pretty much now and Sunday morning at 7. I went ahead and extended it out to Sunday morning at 7. I think Sunday's going to be fairly quiet weather-wise. Saturday may end up being quiet as well. But notice, just not much. Some half-inch totals in a few spots. Hard to say where that'll be, but even that's not going to help much with the drought situation we have going on across southeast Texas, that for sure. But there could be some pockets here and there of a third to a half an inch of rain coming in. That'll be mainly on Friday as that weak front begins to approach from the northwest. All right, futurecast. This afternoon, low to mid 80s. That's well above normal for this time of the year. 10% on the rain coverage. No more than that. Pretty much the same tomorrow. 10, 20% coverage tomorrow too, give or take. Certainly not going to help us as far as the drought goes. We'll have southeast winds off the Gulf coming up the rest of the day. Tonight, well, not cool at all. We saw that this morning. We had some lows this morning, by the way, in some areas, not getting under 70 degrees. It's going to be another warm, muggy night with southeast winds off the Gulf. Could be a little bit of fog again, too, here and there. That's all going to depend on the cloud cover we have in place. There's a lot of cirrus clouds, a lot of high clouds working in from the southwest. Notice as we head throughout the morning, will definitely be mostly cloudy in the morning, that's for sure, regardless if we have fog or not. 68 to 70 for a low, so yeah, very warm across the region tonight. And tomorrow, nothing new. Above normal temperatures. We've seen that for quite some time. Winds continuing off the Gulf of Mexico. Rest of the afternoon, 10% on the rain coverage, highs in the mid 80s. That's well above normal for this time of the year. 83, 84 will be a fairly common number this afternoon for highs. Of course, a little bit cooler down toward the coast with winds off the Gulf of Mexico. Very, very warm coming up. Now, as we head into tonight, we'll go ahead and call for some dense fog in spots. Of course, we'll have to look at satellite again later today. Notice the lows tonight, pretty warm, mid-60s lakes, mid-60s inland, southeast Texas, mid to upper 60s in the triangle tonight, near 70, mid-county, maybe 71 for a low down in Port Arthur, and of course near the coastline. So a warm, muggy night in store for southeast Texas. Nonetheless, certainly no rain expected tonight across the area. All right, 7-day forecast. Let's start with this afternoon, 10%. There's a few light isolated showers now in Hardin and Liberty counties. We'll go ahead and say a 20% coverage tomorrow. That may be pushing it. Still going to be isolated to widely scattered at best. 10 to 20% tomorrow. The best chance is Friday at 30%. Trying to nail down the timing on that. Thought it might be Friday morning, but it's looking more like the afternoon. But nonetheless, nothing major is expected there. Friday evening should be okay. We'll keep a 20% coverage in for Saturday. Every computer